Hello and welcome to episode 103 of the DaebakCast. This is a weekly podcast where the three of us come together each week to talk about K-pop and whatever's current in the industry. This week we got a few interesting topics. First of all being a album review. Actually, I guess it's a single album review, but anyways. Yeah, still counts. We're doing some reflections on our predictions for 2018. Spoiler alert, we were horrible.
Really bad.
And then after that, we're going to be doing some predictions for 2019, so the year coming forward, and then wrapping it up with the disbandments and members leaving from groups this year, or last year, I guess, this now. Anyways, as always, I'm joined by Nate.
Because boom boom loving you. The better boomerang.
No, not the better boomerang.
Yeah.
You're
saying SNSD boomerang is
SNSD
worse
boomerang.
than Lana One boomerang?
No,
What?
I'm saying I actually prefer Talk Talk to boom, that's what
It's
I mean.
it's still the same song.
Well, no.
It's the rare situation where I prefer the
I Got a Boy Talk Talk
Korean.
or Lionheart Talk Talk.
I forget which one it was on, but how it's the same
It's
song?
I Got a Boy Talk Talk.
Yeah. God, why do they keep making
Alright.
the same songs with the freaking same
They only did that once, and I don't know why. But anyways,
They never
I'm
do
also joined by Andrew, who usually has three things.
Number one, okay, since this is our first episode that we're filming in the new year.
Well, I gotta acknowledge it. What was that, Jacob?
I was like, number one, yes.
He's so excited for the three things. All right, number one. So for all of 2018, I kept track of my media consumption habits. So just like games, anime, movies, concerts, that sort of thing. So I made a very fancy list of it, and I put it up on my social media and everything. So my 2018 consisted of 26 games and DLC, 31 anime series and movies, 7 TV shows and specials, 47 movies, 33 documentaries, absolutely 0 books, 8 comics and graphic novels, 3 manga books, 13 concerts, and I went to 1 musical. So, yep.
I think I also read 0 books, unless Blow Note counts, but I don't think it really does.
Yeah, when I posted in Discord, I was like, damn, why don't you guys read?
No, okay. It was last year that I read it, so
That was the
So I read it
last
before
time
the
you read a
movie.
book.
yes.
Was that 2017 or is that 2018?
Yeah, it was 2017.
Really?
Yeah, that was
'cause it's
2017.
2
Jeez.
years between.
He
It
was
doesn't
reading
seem
that.
like
He
that
was
long
reading that
ago.
in KCON 2017. I remember. So, yeah.
All right.
Hopefully, I'll try to round it out more. Hopefully, I'll get more books in the way. And I mean, I've already rounded off the list by adding manhwa because I read Imitation. So, hopefully, I'll have a decent list in 2019. Number 2, part of our end of the year thing was we did New Year's resolutions, and you guys just did play more video games, or I don't know, learn
I
more
don't even
Korean.
remember what I said.
You
I
said
don't
I
know.
was probably learn Korean,
Oh,
but
my
that's my
resolution.
new. That's my resolution for this year too. Haven't got very far.
Mine was to finish the Fire Emblem series.
Finish Fire Emblem. Yeah, mine
'Cause I've been
was.
working on that for several years.
Mine is to take a
Oh, you mean
class
for
at 1
this
million.
year. Okay.
Yeah, that's for this year. In light of that, I'm gonna start taking dance classes at our friend DJ's I Love Dance studio. They have a bunch of studios. I'm gonna go to the one in Manhattan, hopefully sometime this week, just so I can get used to taking dance classes, so I won't be just shocked if once I go over to Korea, I'm just how do I take a dance class with somebody that doesn't speak English, or just that, just so I'm not completely overwhelmed when I go over to Korea and try it. So we'll see. I'm gonna try DJ's K-pop diet dance class just to start off my easy. I don't want to do because the other choreography is Getting Closer by 17, I Love You by EXID, and Really Bad Boy by Red Velvet, and all of those sound very intimidating. So I'm just gonna hold off for that until the next month.
You don't want to do 17 choreo?
God,
That sounds easy.
no, it doesn't.
They're not very good at choreo.
Oh Lord, I know. I'd cry if I had to do that first. So hopefully I'll get to the point where I can do actual choreography. And number 3, at the start of the new year, we teased that there will be a new face on the channel, and no, that new face is not Psy.
Is it not? She has a new
No.
face.
True.
Oh shit. Okay, so if you've followed Truly Daebak for any length of time, you've known of our friend Cooper Crosland, who is he's essentially been just like he's been the unofficial like fifth Beatle, so to speak. Basically,
He's the MYK to our Epic High.
if
Nobody
people
understands that
no one's gonna
reference.
understand
Come
that
on.
reference.
It's an Epic High, and you know.
So this year we've finally decided to expand and add Cooper as an official member of Truly Daebak. Finally, I mean, like seriously, it was only a matter of time, honestly, because I mean, it's been so cool to see his growth in K-pop. Where basically when we first met Cooper,
Yeah, he basically knew nothing.
he knew nothing other than BTS. And then now basically he knows way more than us about like boy groups and everything. So that's what I'm excited for. Cooper's going to be able to round us out. Musically,
We've always needed a lot more like we're knowledgeable about boy groups, but not like to the nearly to the level we are of girl groups. And I think Cooper definitely compensates for that weakness,
especially newer guy groups.
Yeah, which
like
Cooper,
we're pretty knowledgeable about like
second gen easy for me.
Yeah,
same, but yeah,
Cooper's the one that looks for like new like boy groups and everything. So I'm really excited to bring him on. He'll be on next week, assuming our schedule holds. And I mean, yeah, if you've definitely go wish him congrats on Twitter. What is his handle again? It's Irene's Waterboy still, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, his Twitter handle is @Irene's Waterboy. If you want to go congratulate him, and we'll definitely. Make
I can't wait! I can't wait for that to be on the overlay.
Yeah, Irene. Hey, Irene's Waterboy was on the overlay before for Luna. It's just that, now you're gonna be seeing a lot more of it. So yeah, really excited for this new year. Other than that,
confirmed. Still
what?
Irene. Yeah, Irene.
Still Irene's Waterboy? Okay, that's good. Other than that, TDAs are coming up. Truly Daebak Awards will be announcing the nominations soon. TM. It should be up after this episode goes up. So keep it locked to our Twitter for those announcements, and there'll be more information coming soon. So, yep. That's it.
Yep.
Also, we are migrating from SoundCloud to Podbean.
Yeah.
He's like saying like Pod.
Well, I was like trying to remember which one we picked, to be honest.
Yeah, it's called Podbean.
Because there is a couple. Podbean. Mostly because we can't get on Spotify with SoundCloud because their RSS feed does not play nice with Spotify. And apparently there's nothing that's ever going to be done about that because people have been complaining about it for like years.
I'm honestly surprised that SoundCloud's RSS feed doesn't support it, because you think like most of the people on there would want to get their stuff onto Spotify.
Apparently, I mean, all
or is
the
it because of competition
posts,
kind of thing?
Well, no, all the support posts on SoundCloud are saying it's on Spotify's end.
Yeah, it's probably
the way they read RSS feeds doesn't play well with SoundCloud's type.
I don't know. I'm honestly thinking it's probably SoundCloud or Spotify sees SoundCloud as competition, so they're like, we're not going to let you.
Or no, I think going into technical end, I believe there's something on SoundCloud's and when it comes to RSS feeds that there was a new standard established by Apple at like Worldwide Developers Conference in like 2017 that SoundCloud still hasn't like updated to. So basically every other provider or like host of like audio file or like podcast sort of things, RSS feed is compliant with that except for SoundCloud. So basically
But then anytime anyone asks about it, they're like, oh, it's on Spotify's end. We're not going to do anything about it. So we're basically, we're just going to migrate, which will only affect you if you listen directly on SoundCloud.
Yeah, so this is your one warning. If you're on SoundCloud, after a certain point, we're just not going to update on there, basically. You're going to have to follow it somewhere else, preferably like maybe like Stitcher, or like Google. Hopefully once we get on Spotify, that'll make it easier.
Yeah, I'm going to put it on Google as well.
Google Play.
There's a document on how to do that, so it seems pretty easy to put on Google Play too. So we should be everywhere. Literally the only thing, and Podbean does all the same things SoundCloud does, so it'll still be on Stitcher, and it'll still be on iTunes and everything. We'll just also be on Spotify and Google Play, hopefully.
Yeah, and we definitely want to.
But we won't be on SoundCloud.
We want to take the audio podcast and more seriously, because there seems to be a lot of you guys out there listening to us on audio files. There's like a couple hundred listens every episode. So yeah, if you are a RSS feed listener or a podcast like audio only listener, go to our Twitter at Truly Daebak and write down, like we need
69.
something done. Yeah, 60. Write down. Tweet at us 69, so we know you exist. Like, yeah, because I'm really curious as to like who listens to us like exclusively on audio. So tweet at us 69 to let us know that you're an audio listener, so we can just sort of get an idea of who's who.
Yep. All right.
Housekeeping out of the way. Let's go.
Yes. Without further ado, we can get into the review of the day, which is Luna. She came out with a new single, which is called Even So, which I guess Nate's taking the reins now.
This is LunaCast episode 1.
Yes. Not to be confused with LunaCast
It's the
episode
LunaCast. Yeah, with episode 1.
Which
The
we
audio
already did.
listeners aren't gonna
LunaCast
get. They're gonna be. They're gonna be so
They'll
confused.
get it. They understand.
They're gonna be so confused. What Luna are they talking about? Maybe they'll read like
Well,
the
I
title.
mean the yeah. So yeah, Luna released Even So, which is a single album. There literally was like no releases the past couple weeks because of Christmas and holidays and stuff. So we didn't really have much else to review. We were gonna review Chungha, but that's literally just
One
a single.
song.
There's no other songs, so like it would have been like a 7-minute discussion.
Yeah.
Where this will be like a 10-minute discussion.
Well, we're
it'll
test
probably be a
firing.
little
We're
more.
test firing a new review
Yeah.
method,
Test fire.
which
So
we'll get to later.
yeah, we can talk about that later. But we changed our reviews system up a little bit.
Yep.
We start out the single album with the title track "Even So." For me, this is like a pretty standard pop ballad. I really liked the focus on the guitar and the bass and the instrumentals. That stood out to me, and her singing is like amazing as always, but like it didn't really blow me away or anything. It reminds me a lot of the stuff. Well, or not in the way that it, like how good I thought it was, but the style reminds me a lot of what Susie put out last year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. It didn't blow me away or anything. I think my hopes were, or like my expectations were a little high because of her
Bring
solo
somebody.
debut
Yeah.
was so good.
And just
But
we like then I guess the association we have with Luna and just like how good of a singer she is. Yeah, we're just naturally gonna have high expectations for her. So yeah, on my end, I could probably echo the same sort of sentiments, Nate. That yeah, I'd say the instrumental is pretty good, but where it's sort of lacking, I'd say like the main problem that I identify with it is the specific style of singing she does. Because when I think Luna, I'm just like, oh my god, she has incredible range. She can belt and like she can do all this like crazy like dynamic stuff and like with her voice. Whereas this, it's almost monotone in a way where it's just like the same type of soft singing voice the entire time, and she doesn't really stray away from that. And I think that definitely makes it a bit boring in that way. And I mean, I don't necessarily hate that singing style, just like in general. It's just it works with specific genres better than others, and I feel like it didn't necessarily work as well as it could have. So yeah, that's why I guess it did that in that way. It just sort of was a disappointment. The MV was nice. I mean, it's nothing blew me away on that front either. It's very artsy sort of thing. She has like this like really nice like hairstyle on that sort of thing. But I mean, other than that, nothing really like blows you away on that front.
The dance practice though.
I was gonna say, yeah, I like I like the MV, and the one thing that I did appreciate a lot, like Jacob said, is the fact that this type of song doesn't usually have choreo, and the choreo's like pretty good for it.
Yeah, it was
So
alright.
I was happy that definitely added something to it.
So, when I first listened to it, I kind of agreed with both of you, and then I was a little underwhelmed. But I've been listening to it a lot throughout the I guess since it came out. When was that? Like a few days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've listened to it maybe like 15, 20 times so far, and it's really grown on me personally. I like the like gentle sort of singing she goes with, and I think this song still does show that she wields her voice in a masterful sort of way. You know, like after I heard this, like one of the first things I thought of is like I was talking about this on Discord, is like I would really, really love a collaboration between Luna, Taeyeon, and maybe like Wendy. I think that'd be really, really nice. Like maybe
So
a
basically
station
just,
single or something.
Yeah, just like
Yeah,
all
like-
the good SM female singers.
Yeah, basically like get all the
vocalists
SM,
from each
all
group.
SM's favorite, or not favorite, best like female vocalists, and I would like something that's like something between this song and like maybe like something new. I think that'd be really interesting. I guess like these sort of vocals, but something new is like instrumentation, definitely. Anyways, on back to this particular song. Yeah, like I think I do agree that on first listen it's seems a little, I guess, samey, but I think it definitely grows on you over time and it gets more and more addictive, I guess.
Mhm.
So like
Yeah.
today I listened to it the most out of any day. So like I feel like I'm listening to it more and more. So yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoy the song.
Next we have "Do You Love Me" featuring Joji. Which is
Joji,
how
oh
it's
my
pronounced.
It's Joji.
That is how it's pronounced in the Korean. I saw.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
but
it says featuring
it's-
George on the
it's
It's
Romanized
filthy
George.
Frank.
But if there
Oh
was a
wait,
live
is that why
stage.
his stage name is Joji? Isn't his first
Yeah.
name George?
Yeah,
Ah, I
he's,
didn't even
but
realize
he's
that.
Japanese, so it's Joji. But
Yeah.
same sort of thing happened in Korean where it's Joji.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
same sort of pronunciation. But we've covered
I
him on
made
the
that
releases
connection.
list, I believe. Georgie.
Yeah. But yeah, this is an R&B duet. I think their voices go really well together.
Mm.
It's a really good song. The one thing I didn't like is I don't really like the weird breakdown at the end. I felt like it didn't really fit that well. It kind of just like came out of nowhere, and then the song just ended after. So I was a little confused by it.
Mm.
I would have preferred if this song were the single, in all honesty, just because I felt it was more interesting.
I could see that.
Of a piece than Even So was. Mostly because, again, it kind of feels like more up Luna's wheelhouse, just like this style of like trap R&B duet. Again, Georgie, we've talked about him previously on releases lists. And yeah, I think Nate, you in particular, you said you liked his music a lot. You liked it over. You said, I think at one point you said you liked his style better than like Off on Off or something like that. So we've definitely,
that's
we
possible.
definitely have a preference for it. So yeah, there's a lot of talent here. Definitely between these two vocalists. So yeah, this is easily the favorite of the 3 tracks on this single album.
Yeah, so I definitely liked this. It was a lot more of a like R&B feel, I guess, versus Even So, which Even So kind of had an R&B feel, like on top of the ballady I guess feel of it, but yeah, this definitely dove into that a lot more. My first comment was like, who the hell is George, because I didn't remember it from releases. It's like just
of the
featuring
jungle?
George. It's just like some random guy named George. Like I made the joke in Discord. I was like, the name's George. Curious George. But yeah, like I definitely would be totally okay with this being the title track. I could see it having choreography as well, like a good like duet choreography between Luna and like a male dancer. Or I don't know if George dances. But,
I don't know
yeah.
if George dances. I've never seen his face
Yeah.
either, because he's probably just like a singer or whatever. So
Yeah.
Yep. And finally we have Bye Bye.
bye.
This is a cover of the NSYNC song. It is not. But yeah, this is like a loungy acoustic ballad. This is probably my favorite song actually.
Yeah,
I loved the piano part throughout, so it definitely stood out to me.
Yeah, I'd say in comparison between this Bye Bye and Even So, I feel like the soft style of singing fits this way better. Just because on this, like the instrumentals are it's pretty minimalist. It's literally just a guitar and like some piano like notes occasionally. So I'd say that's where it complements it, the style of singing a lot better. But I'd say, like, again, the only sort of thing I'd make a note on is if you're gonna do this soft style of singing, I think there's a way to do a soft style of singing where it doesn't sound like you're singing exclusively in falsetto, because that's kind of like the whole album. It kind of just feels like she's just singing in falsetto, or just, I mean, I guess it's just to achieve that soft voice. But again, I felt like she could have played more with the dynamics in her voice a bit, even with this song.
Yeah, I think the thing that I liked the most about this song was just like how gentle everything was, like the strumming of the guitar, the sort of like notes on the piano, her definitely more like understated form of singing in this song. I definitely really enjoyed this a lot. Like it's a little hard to, I guess, describe, like building upon what you guys already said, but yeah, I think this might be my favorite track on the single as well.
Yeah, so that's the single album for us. Andrew, you want to explain the new rating system?
All right, so we just wanted to reconsider our rating system that we've been using for the past couple of years, just to start fresh with in 2019 after like discussing it with some people in Discord. So the new rating system is as follows. We'll be eliminating the bias point, because it's literally just a free space.
Yeah, nobody uses it the way I wanted it to be used, so
like,
it doesn't matter.
I think only like literally in the history of Truly Daebak, we've only not given a bias point like maybe 3 times. Just like it just ever.
It became a free square.
Yeah, so we've eliminated the bias point in favor of redistributing the point towards music. So music is now out of a possible 7 points, whereas concept remains the same at 3 points. And the other major addition that we're going to make is we will be adding half points, 0.5s. So yeah, because I'd say that was the issue with our old ranking system, is that
we kept like being like I would give this a 2.5 and 2.5 or 2.5 and 5.5 or something like that, but ended up needing to like flip where it was.
Yeah, we'd often have to fudge the numbers, or just like rounding it up made it like hard. Everything would land in like the 8 range, just like exclusively the 8 range. So yeah, I'd say this offers us a bit more flexibility in terms of like how to accurately gauge what we like, as opposed to like what we don't like, or what we like better than this. So I mean, obviously it's up to review, but I'd say this is probably the best compromise, or just like the best way forward now, or just gives us the best sort of way to tackle each of the albums we review. So that being said, we can actually let's just go into giving our scores.
So I didn't take advantage of the 0.5s this time around, but for me, I gave music 5 out of 7. I thought it was good, not great. It didn't blow me away. And then I gave it a 2 out of 3 for concept. I felt like this single album was a pretty solid 7 in my opinion. So yeah, it was good, not great.
I gave the same score with music. I gave it a 5 out of 7. Again, I had I had gripes with mostly even so, but that didn't necessarily deter me from wanting to listen to the songs again, because again, it's Luna. She still has an amazing voice despite my gripes with it. So I think 5 out of 7 is still a good score. I'll take advantage of the 0.5s and give a 1.5 out of 3 for concept. Because again, there wasn't really much to judge, in all honesty, despite the choreography or whatever. I don't know. Just it's not that memorable of a music video out of anything. So I think that's just like a fair score to give it. So that'd be a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay. So I'm definitely the high score, I guess, out of us. So for music, I ended up giving it a 6.5 out of 7, because I really like all 3 songs. It's just the only reason I took a half point off is because for Even So, like, my first impression wasn't as good as my current impression of it is. So I kind of just took it off based on that. And then for concept, I did a 2.5 out of 3. Because I do like the way the MV looks, as well. Like, even though it's not something like super spectacular, and then personally, what I really like is the album art. It's really nice and clean. I really like the color palette and stuff like that. So, yeah.
So 9 overall.
Yep. I gave it a 9.
And that comes down.
Oh
to
wait, yes. Also, I forgot to mention also for concept. I appreciated that there was choreography. Also, the fact that we got FX's first ever dance practice video. They've never had one until now.
Oh, really?
They've never had an
crazy.
official dance practice video
Really?
until now. So I'm giving an
With
extra
how much
points for that too.
choreography they've done? They've never had a dance practice?
No, never ever.
Okay, I guess like dance practice wasn't really like a thing until recently. Like maybe like
I mean,
it'd be-
SNSD always got them,
or it'd be like once
as far
I
as
feel like
I've remembered.
not every group would do it all the time though. I feel like it'd only be like a once in a blue moon thing unless you're like a really big group.
I think EXO's always done them too.
Yeah, EXO's always done it because I think EXO's when like okay, we're taking choreography seriously, or
Mm-hmm.
just like they're, or I feel like that's when they started to like, or they're like, oh, people want to watch this, like they made a
remember
thing out of it.
Yeah, because like I remember I used to watch the history dance practice a lot because I like the choreography of that song.
Oh, the pockets. Anyway,
Yeah.
It'd round up to an 8.
7.5.
Yep.
So,
Oh, wait.
so we're still gonna round. I was gonna say, are we still gonna
wait.
round? We don't.
Wait,
if we're
so
keeping
it's
0.5s?
a 7 plus 7.5, and
I mean, we can do the same
Jacob, what
range, but
wait, no, Jacob,
You
what
gave
was
it
round
a
it?
half points. Mine was
You gave it a
9.
9.
Yeah, so 7,
No,
7.5.
Oh, 7. Yeah, no, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it'd be a 7.8, so that'd round up to an 8 actually.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
oh well.
Round to the closest half point, which is really weird. But
no, yeah, we would round up. I think we should still round up between 0.5s.
Yeah.
So yeah. Having 0.5s makes it harder to do the math in my head.
yeah.
Oh well,
screwed
new
up a
rating
little bit.
system, same old scores. What do you gotta do?
Yep.
Solid 8.
Yep.
Okay.
Seal of approval.
What can
Boa,
make
Boa's huge in Japan, so
Yeah.
it makes sense for this to be a Japanese single for sure.
Only Boa could make me like a Tropical House song. Like this is probably like one of my favorite Tropical House songs I've heard all year, which isn't
Yeah,
saying
me too,
much.
actually.
Which isn't saying much because I really don't like all too many, but like it's excellent. The choreography is amazing.